5-minute Fridays. I am just about to start my 5-minute workout. I will be using a set of light dumbbells for today's workout, but you don't need dumbbells to follow along. You don't need any exercise equipment whatsoever to follow along, but you will be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. So grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. If not, a towel may suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you probably won't need anything at all. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. There are really just 2 exercises. I guess you could say there are 3 exercises, but really it's just 2 exercises. The first exercise though, we're doing a little combo. We're combining a push-up with a bird dog. So you can do any push-up variation you want. I'm going to be doing a 1-knee push-up. If you are a total beginner and that sounds intimidating, doing your push-up on just 1 knee, you can do your push-up with both knees. If you want something more advanced, you can do the push-up from your toes. You can do any push-up variation you want. Just make sure that you are minding your form. So that means, number 1, head is in line with the spine. Number 2, shoulders are away from the ears. And number 3, your back is flat. So just to go over the form for a basic knee push-up, you're going to begin by making sure that number 1, your head is in line with your spine. So if you imagine that you are standing with your back up against the wall and just gently pressing the back of your head into the wall, that's where you want your head, perfectly up and down in line with your spine. And you want to make sure that it stays there. Don't allow your head to move. You don't want your head to be kind of bobbing up and down while you're doing your push-ups. So while you're here in your plank position, or if you're doing knee push-ups, you're going to have your knees down. You want to make sure that you're not allowing your head to drop down towards the mat like this. Make sure that you're also not overcorrecting by hyperextending your neck and jutting your chin out. You just want your head to be perfectly in line with your spine, and then you want to make sure that your head stays still. It's going to be very tempting if you are a beginner and you lack the upper body strength or the core strength to get your chest all the way down to the mat. It's going to be very tempting to compensate for that fact by lowering your forehead down to the mat. But don't do that, okay? It's okay if you don't get your chest all the way down, but you want to make sure your head stays in line with your spine. So make sure you're not bobbing your head up and down while you're doing the push-ups. Number 2, shoulders are away from the ears. So what that means is that especially as you fatigue, you might find it you're starting to kind of sink down into your shoulders like this. Do you see how my shoulders are kind of hunched up by my ears? You want to fix that by pressing the mat away from you, pushing yourself up as high as you can so that your shoulders are away from your ears. And then you just want to make sure that your back is flat, so we're trying to avoid an arch in the back. And this, again, can happen especially as you fatigue. It just takes a lot of core strength to keep your hips lifted high, so it might be kind of tempting to allow your hips or your belly to kind of droop down towards the mat, but that's causing my back to arch. Remember, we want a flat back. So the way to fix this is to tighten up your ab muscles. Imagine someone's about to come along and punch you in the stomach as hard as they can. You're bracing for that impact. That's how engaged you want your abs to be, and you're using your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them lifted high. And then once you have found this perfectly straight line from your knees to your shoulders, make sure that nothing moves. So you're bending your elbows, you're lowering your chest as close to the mat as you can without breaking that straight line from your knees to your shoulders, and then you're pressing the mat away from you to push yourself back up and return to your starting position. So that's just a basic knee push-up. But remember those 3 bullet points because they're going to apply to essentially any push-up variation that you choose. And again, you can choose any push-up variation you want. So again, head in line with the spine, shoulders away from the ears, flat back. So whatever push-up variation you choose, just make sure you're checking off all 3 of those boxes. Now I'm going to be doing the push-up from 1 knee. So I'm going to lift up 1 leg and extend the leg out behind me. And I'm going to do my push-up with just 1 knee on the mat like this, okay? So if that's too advanced for you, just have both knees down, that's fine. And if it's not challenging enough, you can do the push-up from your toes, okay? You can just do a standard push-up. You can do any push-up variation you want. All right, but we're going to be combining the push-up with a bird dog. So I like doing my push-ups when I do this exercise with 1 knee on the mat because I feel that the exercise just really flows nicely that way. So I'm going to be doing my one knee push-up. So one knee is on the mat, the other leg is extended out behind me. I'm going to do my push-up from this position. And then I'm going to leave this leg extended behind me. I'm going to pick up the opposite hand and extend that arm out in front of me. And then I'm going to crunch, bringing knee to elbow. So I'm going to bend my knee, bring it towards my chest. And I'm bending the opposite arm, bringing the elbow to meet the knee. And then extend the arm, extend the leg, return to the starting position. All right, so this leg is going to stay extended behind me the entire time. And then I'm going to go right into my next rep. So push up, bird dog, right into the next rep. So I'm putting my hand back down on the mat, I'm leaving my leg where it is. Push up, pick up the opposite hand, extend it in front, crunch knee to elbow, extend the hand, or extend the arm, extend the leg, place the hand down. Push up, bird dog, okay? So I'm going to be doing that whilst holding on to a light set of dumbbells. So if you don't have dumbbells, then you do the exercise exactly the way I just showed you with your hands flat on the mat. If you do have dumbbells and you would like to increase the difficulty by adding weight, please make sure that your dumbbells are flat on the bottom. Do you see how my dumbbells are shaped like a hexagon here on the end? So that means that they're flat on the bottom so that when I am putting my weight on them, they're not going to, or they're less likely to roll around on me. They provide enough stability that I feel that I am able to do this exercise with my weight on the dumbbells, and I can do that safely. They're not going to roll around on me. If your dumbbells are rounded on the ends, I know there are plenty of people that do exercises like this, where they're holding onto the dumbbells, putting their weight on rounded dumbbells. I know it can be done. And it's your workout, it's your decision. You have to decide what level of risk you are comfortable taking, but it's something to be aware of. So my personal recommendation, just because I don't want anyone getting hurt, is that if your dumbbells are rounded on the ends, that you do not use them for this exercise, at least not the way I'm using them. I would prefer that you modify the exercise slightly so that you always have at least one hand flat on the mat. So my recommendation, if you have dumbbells that are rounded on the ends, or if instead of dumbbells you're using household items like water bottles or shampoo bottles, for example, I would prefer that you do your push-up with your hands flat on the mat, and then pick up one weight, extend the arm out in front of you, and do your bird dog. Then put the weight down, let go of it, both hands flat on the mat, push up, and then again, pick up the weight for your bird dog, okay? So just something to be aware of. Just be smart, be safe, use your common sense, and make the decision that is best for you. But since I am using hex dumbbells and they are flat on the bottom and I feel comfortable putting my weight on them, I'm going to be holding on to both dumbbells the entire time. I'm only going to be picking up one because we're staying on the same side for all 5 reps, but I'm going to be holding on to both dumbbells the entire time. So same exact exercise, but I'm just holding on to a light set of weights. So I'm going to do my push-up, holding on to my dumbbells, and then I'm going to pick up one arm and crunch knee to elbow for my bird dog. Put the weight down, but still hold on to it, staying on the same side. Push up, extend the arm, crunch knee to elbow, hand goes down, leg stays extended behind me. Push up, bird dog. All right, so that's it. That's the first exercise, or you can call it 2 exercises if you want. It's a push-up plus a bird dog. So any variation of push-up combined with any variation of bird dogs. So if it's too difficult to balance on one arm or one hand and one knee, then you can just do your push-up with your knees on the mat, and then you can just maybe do a row or something, or 2 rows. You can extend one weight out in front, you can extend one and then the other. Okay, just do whatever's going to work for you. You could just leave your hands flat on the mat, do your push-up, and then maybe come up into a plank and do a knee tuck or 2 knee tucks. All right, so some kind of variation on a push-up and a bird dog. Just pick whatever variation is going to work for you with or without weight. But that's it, that's the first exercise. And the second exercise is chest lifts. Again, I'm going to be adding weight to this. Even these light weights make this exercise incredibly challenging. So even if you are adding weight to your bird dogs, you may or may not want to add weight to the chest lifts. So let me show you the exercise without any added weight first. So you're going to start by coming down onto your mat all the way down on your belly, and you're going to extend your arms straight up overhead like this. I have my legs lifted up off the mat, and my chest is lifted up off the mat just slightly to begin. So I'm not starting all the way down here relaxed. I have my chest and my legs lifted up just slightly. But now what I'm going to do is bend my elbows, and I'm going to use my elbows to help me lift my chest up as high as I can. So I'm thinking of trying to lift my chest straight up, and as I'm doing that, I'm imagining trying to tap my elbows together behind my back. All right, so it's a super simple movement, but it's super tough. So just bending the elbows and lifting the chest as high as you can, and then reverse the movement. That's it. Just lift the chest, reverse the movement. So it's challenging without any added weight, but we're only doing sets of 5. So if you do want to increase the difficulty by adding weight, that's great. Just make sure that your weights are light, okay? So for reference, and for reference only, my dumbbells weigh 5 pounds a piece, and that is plenty of weight for me for this exercise. I'm going to be struggling holding on to even 5-pound dumbbells. So you may need to use something lighter than that. You may need to use something heavier than that. It all depends on you. It depends on your strength. It depends on your level of fitness, what you have available to you, and how hard you're looking to push yourself today. So just please consider all of those factors when choosing your weights and make the decision that is best for you. Again, if you don't have dumbbells, household items will work great. So grab a couple of water bottles or shampoo bottles. You could fill them with water. You might be able to make them a little bit heavier if you fill them with something like uncooked rice or dried beans or lentils, kitty litter, powdered laundry detergent, something like that. All right, so get creative and use what you've got. As long as you can find something around the house that you're able to maintain a secure grip on, you're not going to drop it and hurt yourself or break something or make a mess. And as long as it's not too heavy for you, then any number of household items can work. If you're taking your workout to the beach or to the park or the hiking trail, you might be able to use a couple of rocks. All right, so just get creative, use what you've got. Remember, you don't have to add weight, but if you do want to increase the difficulty by adding weight, great. Use what you've got. Just make sure that whatever you're using for weight feels light to you. These 5-pound dumbbells are going to be feeling plenty heavy when I'm doing these chest lifts, but when I pick them up, generally speaking, they feel very light to me. So I don't recommend using weights that feel heavy to you for this exercise. So if all you have access to is a heavier set of dumbbells, don't use them. Use either household items like water bottles or shampoo bottles, or use no added weight whatsoever. All right, but I'm going to just be doing the exact same thing whilst holding on to my 5-pound dumbbells. So I'm going to come all the way down on my belly. I'm going to lift my legs slightly. I'm going to extend my arms up overhead, and then I'm going to bend my elbows, lift my chest up as high as I can, try to touch my elbows together behind me while holding onto my light set of weights. So it's going to look like this. That's 1, 2, 3. All right, super simple, but super duper tough with the added weight. Even when you're using really, really light weights, it adds a lot of difficulty. So just keep that in mind. If you start the workout using dumbbells for this exercise and it gets too taxing, just drop the added weight and do your body weight modification. Same exact exercise, just without holding on to any added weight. But that's it. That's all the exercises, just 2 or 3, depending on how you want to look at it. So the format is super simple as well. We're just doing a 5-minute AMRAP. AMRAP, that stands for as many reps as possible. So we're going to complete as many reps as we can with good form of those exercises while our timer counts down 5 minutes for us. So here's how it's going to work. We're doing sets of 5. So I'm going to start with 5 reps of my push-up bird dog combo, all on the same side. And then I'm going to do 5 chest lifts, and then I'll go back to my push-up and bird dog combo. This time I'll do them on the opposite side. All right, so we're just going back and forth, 5 reps of push-up and bird dog combo, 5 chest lifts, back and forth until our 5 minutes is up. But just make sure each time you return to your push-ups and bird dog combo that you're switching sides so that you end up working both sides evenly. But that's it. I'm just going to set a timer to count down 5 minutes for us, and we're going to do that as many times as we can with good form before our 5 minutes is up. All right, so hopefully that is clear. It's a super simple format. Remember that I do always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video. And of course, I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions. But then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format, if you have questions about the exercises that we are doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises correctly, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, I'm always here to help, so please just ask. It's really important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. This workout is super short, so in order to maximize the effectiveness, you want to make sure that you're performing each rep correctly. That is far more important than doing lots and lots of reps. I know this is an AMRAP, and that stands for as many rounds as possible. However, you don't want to sacrifice your form for speed. It is always better to do fewer reps with excellent form than to race through and do lots and lots of sloppy reps, because again, you're not getting the benefits that you could be getting if you slowed down a little, and you're increasing your risk of injury. So just please be smart, be safe, listen to your body, make sure you're working to your own level. So that means choosing a set of dumbbells that is an appropriate weight for you, or choosing household items that are an appropriate weight for you. They're not too heavy. That means dropping the weight if it becomes too taxing. That means applying modifications if you need to. That means going at your own pace. So make sure you're not racing to keep up with me. If you're slower than I am, great. Be slower than I am. If you're faster than I am, that's also wonderful. Just make sure you're not sacrificing your form to get there. And it means taking rest breaks as needed. There are no designated rest intervals. So again, yes, the goal is to complete as many reps as possible, but if you need to pause and rest, that is what you should do, all right? I don't want you pushing your body into doing anything that it is not ready to do. So if you need to pause and rest, pause and rest. So I want you to challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but make sure they're as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. So hopefully that's it. I think I've covered everything. If you are ready to go ahead and start this workout, make sure that you have something soft beneath you, like an exercise mat or a yoga mat. Again, if you don't have a mat, a towel may suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you probably won't need anything at all. If you would like to increase the difficulty by adding weight to the workout, go ahead and grab a light set of dumbbells, or maybe a couple of water bottles or shampoo bottles filled with some sort of weight. Pause the video, go get dressed, and then meet me right back here. We're going to start with just a really quick, abbreviated 2-minute warm-up today, and then we'll get right into this super tough 5-minute workout. All right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our abbreviated little 2-minute warm-up today. You're going to begin by just rolling your shoulders. You can roll them towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter, whatever feels comfortable for you. Just make sure that you're exaggerating the movement. You want to make those circles as big as you possibly can. Really explore your full range of motion. And next we're going to just roll our head from shoulder to shoulder, loosening up your neck. Each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, start feeling your head getting a little heavier, Your arms should be nice and loose like a rag doll. And just allow gravity to kind of pull your body down, allowing your range of motion to expand. Now, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. You're going to bend your knees and sweep your hands in front of you. As you straighten your legs, you're reaching up, stretching up as high as you can. And each time you bend your knees, again, just allow your range of motion to increase, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep the feet planted right where they are. We're going to lunge side to side, nice and easy. Adding the arms. So with each lunge now, I'm just reaching across my body like I'm trying to throw my arm across the room. Now step the feet in. We're just gonna march in place. You can start with your knees low, but gradually start driving your knees up a little higher. Keep driving them up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're really driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. And now feet wider than shoulder width apart. We're gonna finish with a quick hamstring stretch. So hinging at the hips. Try to keep that back as flat as you can. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Might make it a little bit more accessible if you use the arm of your couch or a chair or the wall. But that's it. That's our little 2-minute warm up for today. Let's go ahead and get right into the workout. So make sure that you have something soft beneath you. If you want to increase the difficulty, you can grab a light set of weights, but you don't need to add weight if you don't want to. 5 minutes on the clock. I am starting my timer in 3, 2, 1. This is 10 seconds just to get ready. We are starting with a 1 knee push-up plus a bird dog. So you're going to pick up one leg, extend the leg behind you. You're going to keep one knee on the mat for your push-up. And now pick up your opposite arm, extend the arm out in front of you and crunch, bringing knee to elbow. That's 1 rep. Keep the leg extended behind you. Put your hand back down, staying on the same side. Push up, extend the arm, and crunch knee to elbow. That's 2. Push up, bird dog. That's 3. 4. And 5. Next we're doing chest lifts. So come all the way down onto your belly, extend your arms up overhead, and now you're going to lift your chest and return to your starting position. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Back to our push-up and bird dog combo. So make sure you're switching sides. You're going to extend the opposite leg behind you. Do your push-up. Now pick up the opposite arm, extend it in front of you and crunch, knee to elbow. Push up, bird dog. That's 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. Now 5 chest lifts. So coming down onto your belly, bend your elbows, lift your chest as high as you can. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now if you want to increase the difficulty a little bit, you can hold on to a light set of dumbbells. You can do your push-ups with your hands on the dumbbells. And then when you do your bird dog, you're increasing the difficulty by adding a little bit of weight. 5 reps. And if you want, you can also add weight to the chest lifts. Even these light weights are going to increase the difficulty a lot. So make the decision that's best for you, but 5 chest lifts, with or without weight. Here we go. Back to push-ups. So again, just make sure you're switching sides each time you come back to your push-up and bird dog combo. 5 reps. That's that's 1. Push up. And bird dog. It's 2. 3. 4. Last one. And 5. Chest lifts, with or without weight. 5 reps. Back to push-ups. Remembering to switch sides. So extend one leg behind you, push up, and bird dog. That's 1. 2. 3. 4, one more. And 5. Still a few seconds left. 5 chest lifts. And push-ups, other side. That's 1. And that's 2. That's our 5 minutes, but I want to make sure I work myself evenly on both sides. So I'm going to finish up this set of push-ups so that I'm not uneven. So I'm going to do 3 more push-ups. So that's 3. 4. And that's 5. And that's it. That's our 5 minutes and then some. We did it. Nicely done. That was a pretty tough little 5-minute workout. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. If you are an absolute beginner, I will walk you through how to do a beginner burpee. You're going to start by standing in the middle of your mat. You're going to bend down and place your hands flat on the mat in front of you. And then you're going to step your feet out so that you're in a plank position, knees down for 1 final push-up. You can eliminate the push-up if you want. Now step the feet in and stand. Come up onto your toes for a calf raise if you can. And if you want, you can add a little jump. If you are not a beginner and you would like to try to do the push-up from your toes, let's just go ahead and do 1 final bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. This is our final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So let's just do a super quick cool down. You just want to keep moving while you allow your heart rate to come down, while you allow your breathing to normalize. So just shake out the arms, shake out the legs, swing the arms a little bit. We'll do a quick shoulder stretch, bringing 1 arm across your body. Use your other arm to pull it in tight towards your chest to make sure this straight arm is completely relaxed, and make sure your shoulder is completely relaxed so that you're able to stretch it effectively. Make sure your shoulder's not creeping up here by your ear. Relax the arm, relax the shoulder, and make sure you're focusing on your breath. You want to slow down your breathing by really allowing your diaphragm to be pulled down, making lots of space, filling up your entire torso with air. Think about breathing all the way down to your belly button, and keep moving so you can pace around while we're doing this little bit of light stretching. You can shake out the legs. I always just kind of shift my weight from foot to foot. Let's do a quick tricep stretch. So bending 1 arm, place your hand on your elbow and just gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder, making sure that your free hand is relaxed and pointing straight down at the ground. So you want these fingers pointing straight down at the ground. You do not want this hand hanging out up here somewhere by the shoulder. So fingers pointing straight down at the ground, and gently pull that elbow towards the opposite shoulder, feeling that nice stretch in your triceps. Shake it out. Let's do the other side, bending the other arm. Place your hand on your elbow. Gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. Focusing on that breath. And just continuing to move, either pace around, shake out the legs, or just shift your weight from foot to foot. One more breath here. And shake it out. We'll finish with a quick quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair for support. You're going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you. If you're holding onto a chair or something for support, you'll just reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side. If you're not holding onto anything for support, you can grab your foot with both hands and then press your heel into your booty cheek. Making sure as you do that you're tilting your pelvis forward so that you feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. So you're kind of tucking your booty underneath you. Think about trying to touch your spine with your belly button, and as you're doing that, you're continuing to press that heel into your booty cheek. Shake it out. Let's get the other side. So bending the opposite knee, bringing the foot behind you. Grab a hold of the top of your foot. Press the heel into the booty cheek. Tuck that booty underneath you. You're tilting your pelvis forward, sucking your belly button back towards your spine. Instantly feel that stretch intensify as you isolate your quad muscles more effectively. And feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexor. One more deep breath here. Sending that breath all the way down to your belly button. And using your diaphragm to control the air on the way out. And come out one more time. Shake out the legs. Shake out the wrists. Shake out the arms. Swing the arms a little bit, and that's it. That's our little cool down. If you find that you're still breathing heavily, your heart rate is still elevated, just continue to pace around for a couple more minutes. You can do a little bit more light stretching. That's a great idea. Just remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do during the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. It's still really important to make sure that you're taking a good 15 or 20 minutes every single day if you can to stretch. It's really important because it is going to help alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workout. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and of course it's going to improve your flexibility and your mobility, and those are two often undervalued and overlooked aspects of your overall fitness level. So please make sure that you're taking the time to stretch every day. If you have time to do your stretching right now, it's always going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to get your stretching done immediately after the workout, because your muscles are already nice and warm. But if you don't have time to stretch now, that's fine. You can do your stretching at any point during the day. Just remember that if you do put off your stretching until later on in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again. So you're going to need to take a few minutes to warm them back up. You never want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles, because your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. So please make sure you're taking the time to stretch every day, but also please make sure that you are doing so safely. But that's it. That is all I have for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did this little 5-minute workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format of today's workout and how everything fits together, if anything was confusing as I was explaining it, if you have questions about the exercises that we were doing today, or if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises correctly, if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, I'm always here to help, so please just ask. If you enjoy these little 5-minute workouts and you would like to see more of them, please remember that I have an entire playlist of 5-minute workouts on my channel. I will link it right there, and we will be continuing to do these 5-minute Fridays every week for the foreseeable future. So that means that I will be continuing to bring you at least one new 5-minute workout a week, every week for the foreseeable future. That is going to do it for today. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I will see you all right back here on Monday. Bye.